Coming up on Around San Diego, a new report shows California has one of the highest numbers of youth experiencing homelessness in the country. Our Esmeralda Perez breaks it all down. Plus, some organizations are calling for more to be done to protect the sea lions at Jolla Cove. Those details ahead. And we're hearing from California Democratic leaders as Vice President Kamala Harris is set to become the Democratic nominee. What they have to say about the upcoming presidential race. Hi there, and thank you so much for joining us as we take you around San Diego. I'm CBS 8's Jenny Day. I'll get you caught up on a week's worth of news and look ahead in less than 30 minutes. We do begin with a new report that shows California is one of the states with the highest percentage of homeless youth. Many of them are escaping abusive or violent homes. CBS 8's Esmeralda Perez spoke to a local organization about what they are doing to help the younger generation get the help they need.
This study highlights a growing problem in our state, a rising population of homeless youth. Today, I spoke to one local organization that is helping at-risk youth with their wraparound services. San Diego Youth Services is an organization dedicated to help children and young adults experiencing homelessness with the support they need. The organization houses youth under the age of 18 in their 17-bed shelter, which is almost always at capacity.
Young people that are homeless oftentimes are the kids that you see in your schools with your kids with a backpack, and at the end of the day, your kid comes home and that kid has no place to go.
A new report by Wallet Hub shows California is among the states with the highest percentage of homeless youth. It's news that doesn't come as a surprise to Walter Phillips, CEO of San Diego Youth Services, who knows firsthand how crucial the demand for shelter beds is among the younger generation.
In the last point in time count, that over 1,800 youth are homeless in San Diego at any given time. So there's just not enough beds in San Diego for youth. And we talk about youth up to age 24.
Walter tells me children and young adults experiencing homelessness are mostly people running away from abuse, violence, and a high percentage of them are LGBTQ+ youth.
The youth that we see that are often on the streets, these are youth that are often marginalized. They're disconnected from school, they're disconnected from family members, they're disconnected from other systems that can support them.
Walter explains that we could solve youth homelessness by working together and offering wraparound services like mental health, employment, and life skills.
We could end youth homelessness, and I think it's something that gives us an opportunity to really impact young people's lives and the trajectory they may be in.
For more information on San Diego Youth Services, you can visit the online version of this story at cbs8.com. Esmeralda Perez, CBS 8.
And Mayor Todd Gloria has announced the discussion on the proposed 1,000-bed homeless shelter will not return to the City Council until September. The delay comes after a 7-hour discussion earlier this week where many concerns were pointed out. In a statement, Mayor Gloria said, in part, we respect the need for further work and review on the proposal. We will continue to work with the City Attorney's Office to address the feedback we've received. Now, people living in one Chula Vista neighborhood are feeling some relief now that a homeless encampment near the 5 has been cleared out. We were there last Friday working for you after neighbors told us they have been complaining about the encampment for months. We were back on Tuesday as Caltrans and the CHP spent hours taking apart tents and clearing items. The encampment covered all 4 corners of the freeway exit near Palomar Street. We talked to one woman who was living in the encampment who says she has nowhere else to go.
Not as easy as everyone think, oh, well, just don't be homeless. Okay. I wish it was that easy.
Yeah, Chula Vista's Homeless Solutions Manager says they offer services to help those experiencing homelessness, but can't force people to accept them. No one accepted assistance on this in particular day. Now, meanwhile, the city is in the process of purchasing a motel for more housing and is discussing adding a safe camping space. And this as plans could move forward to build dozens of sleeping cabins in Lemon Grove. That's despite opposition from some very vocal residents. They packed a meeting in Spring Valley, so take a look at just how intense that discussion became. Tuesday night, the Spring Valley Planning Group considered asking the state to return $10 million in homeless funding to pay for those cabins. The motion failed. Even without these funds, county leaders say the Troy Street sleeping cabins can still move forward and should be operational within 2 years. Well, the city council just approved a general sales tax. It will now be added to the November ballot. It's a proposed 1 cent per dollar increase, which would bump it up from the current 7.75% to 8.75%. The tax would provide an additional $400 million a year for everything from police and fire services to parks, libraries, and infrastructure. You can read more about that proposal on our website, cbs8.com. Well, a man accused of killing 4 people in a DUI crash is being held on $1 million bail. Tuesday, he pleaded not guilty in court. The CHP says 24-year-old Alaim Alvarez Garcia was driving south on State Route 163 near the 805 when he slammed into a car with 4 passengers early Friday morning. All 4 people were thrown from that car. 2 were pronounced dead at the scene and the other 2 died at a hospital. The CHP says Alvarez Garcia's blood alcohol content was 0.16, which is double the legal limit. That was 3 hours after the crash.
Of the amount of people in 4 people's orbits, all of the people who will be affected by this crime.
Investigators say a second car driven by 32-year-old Edward Poss hit one of the victims in the first crash. Officers say Poss was also driving while intoxicated and will have his own day in court. Well, we are now hearing from the family of a Rolando veterinarian who died from a heart attack during a break-in at his clinic in 2022. Patrick O'Brien pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and served 2 years of a 4-year sentence. He was released from jail for good behavior and has since been arrested twice for violating probation. Dr. Clark Kelly's family is frustrated.
Dangerous, violent criminal was released with no tracking, no place where he was supposed to go and be monitored and treated for his addiction.
The sheriff's department says O'Brien was properly released. Part of the plea bargain was that he was to wear a GPS monitor and live in a community transition center, but the court never really specified that. So now O'Brien is back in jail, and Dr. Kelly's family hopes that he'll be forced to complete his entire sentence. Well, local organizations want more to be done to protect wildlife and beachgoers there at La Jolla Cove. This comes after another video caught sea lions charging beachgoers. The La Jolla Parks and Beaches Association wants to address the issue without shutting down the beach to visitors. They are writing a letter to city officials now. The Sierra Club Seal Society wants park rangers to monitor the beach and educate visitors. They'd also like cones and a rope to separate people and wildlife.
Realize that they are possibly causing the death of these pups because they are forcing the pup into the water and it can't swim yet, or they're separating the mom from the pup and she doesn't feel comfortable nursing it, so it will starve.
Yeah, they are hoping a solution can be found as soon as possible. Well, nurses from Rady Children's Hospital are back to work after a 2-day strike earlier this week. They voted down the latest proposal with the hospital. Rady Children's Hospital says the contract would have raised nurses' wages by about 25% over 3 years. It says during the strike, hundreds of skilled nurses were brought in to care for patients. Well, Vice President Kamala Harris now officially has enough delegates to secure the Democratic nominee. CBS 8 talked to a number of California Democratic leaders, and we asked them what they think about Harris becoming the party's nominee. Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs said that she's a strong supporter of Harris and believes she will connect well with young people. Congressman Mike Levin and Senator Alex Padilla voiced their support for Harris online. And Ryan Tribuco, president of San Diego Democrats for Equality, will be a delegate at next month's Democratic convention. He said he fully backs Harris and thinks it would be tough for another candidate to step into this race.
To run any successful campaign, you need money, votes, and volunteers. And Kamala Harris is having all of that, and she's getting all those commitments in spades right now.
When asked about who Harris should pick to run as her running mate, Tribuco said his top pick is Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Now, we also spoke with a San Diegan who has known President Biden for years and even had him over at his house. Mark Arabo is a Biden delegate who will also be in Chicago next month for the DNC. He said that he will throw his support behind Harris and believes others will and should do the same.
Get focus on her ethnicity and her gender, but she's much more defining factors than those. She's been a prosecutor, attorney general, a United States senator, and now the vice president. So she's prepared for the job on day one.
Arabo also acknowledged that there is a renewed sense of hope now that Biden has pulled out. Harris will, of course, face off against former President Donald Trump. Dylan Cease made Padres history. He just became the second Padres pitcher ever to throw a no-hitter. Whew, so proud.
Abrams to right field. Johnson coming in. He makes the catch. No hits for the Nats. Dylan Cease throws a no-hitter. The second no-hitter in Padres history. There'll be a sea of San Diegans celebrating back home today.
That just unites the whole county. Hope you are as pumped as they are. It was Cease's first career no-hitter. Joe Musgrove's no-hitter in 2021 was the first in franchise history. Let's keep it going. The Padres swept the Nationals too, by the way, winning 3-0. Still ahead, an iconic San Diego diner is closing its doors. We'll take you to Perry's next. A popular family-owned breakfast spot is closing its doors for good next month. Perry's Cafe in Old Town has been open for more than 40 years. The owner, Perry Yolme, took over the family business from her parents. Now she's retiring.
It's like a second home for a lot of people, you know. They like to come here for breakfast because they feel they're coming home for a home-cooked meal.
Yeah, so Perry's Cafe will close August 15th. The property will be turned into apartments. Well, as fire season heats up, the pressure is on our local firefighters. San Diego Fire is hosting this year's International Women in Fire Conference on September 11th at the Westin Hotel downtown. During a preview event this week, CBS 8 spoke to our local women firefighters about what this event means to them.
We don't come as big numbers as the men do in the fire service, so to create a networking opportunity and for us to create bonds and relationships with women throughout the United States and around the world is extremely important and empowering for us, and it's a great opportunity.
Grateful for you. So yeah, the 4-day conference offers intense training and lectures. It's open to both men and women to promote equality. Well, the San Diego nonprofit Rise Up Industries was awarded part of a $1 million prize for their innovative workforce development and training initiatives in the community. The organization helps people who have been incarcerated or who had been gang members get ready for well-paying careers in computer machining. The program has a 100% employment rate for graduates. Rise Up will now be putting $250,000 toward a new leadership academy for students to help them stay on the right track. The award comes from the inaugural Impact Prize, which is managed by the Rockefeller Philanthropy Advisors. Well, I was out there on Thursday. A lot of pop culture, a lot of people watching. If you plan on attending Comic-Con this weekend, listen up. We talked to an expert to get a few useful tips. Ted Terrace has not missed a day of Comic-Con in the past 30 years. He says to wear comfy shoes because you'll be walking up to 12 miles a day. Also, go in with a plan. Know exactly what you want to see and where you want to go. He recommends checking out sdccblog.com to help you prepare. And if you don't get into the panel that you want, he says don't stress.
This Hall H, you can't get in there. You know what? There's 50 other opportunities happening. You just got to be there.
Yeah, and one last piece of advice, make sure you keep your eyes open for the unexpected. You never know when a star may show up on the convention floor unannounced. And we'll also make you feel like you were there as well, right here on CBS 8. Still ahead, it is time to get out and go to the beach. In an Earth 8 report, we're going to share tips to keep you and your family safe while you're there. Welcome back. There are still a few days left to help stuff the bus. Right now through July 31st, you can help change the lives of local students by making a financial donation at any San Diego County Jersey Mike's or SDCCU branch in person or online. Earlier this week, a few of our partners were there at Jersey Mike's in San Ysidro helping with the final push to raise funds.
When I was a kid, and I was so excited to get my cool backpack and have my pens and my papers and all that ready to go, but there are 21,000 homeless kids here in San Diego that don't have that opportunity, and we're here to help make that happen. They deserve a great education, and we're going to do that.
Yeah, for more details on ways you can donate, visit cbs8.com. Well, now is the time to go out and enjoy some nice beach weather, of course, but there are some hazards that lie along the coast. In this Earth 8 report, Sean Stiles offers some beach tips that he's been practicing for decades.
Well, we are in the middle of beach season. The water's warm, the sand's looking good, but there are some hazards at the beach that, if you don't pay attention, can really put a damper on your day. I'm going to give you a few tips, and let's start in the water with the Stingray Shuffle. Chris Orsello didn't do the Stingray Shuffle and got stung.
It was really bad. I broke my leg earlier this year in January, and this was probably worse in terms of immediate pain.
City of San Diego lifeguard Sergeant Kelsey Gleason says the numbers are up.
Mission Beach has had quite a few, Pacific Beach and particularly Blacks as well. Blacks has been pretty populous with stingrays.
But avoiding getting stung by a stingray is really quite simple. You just have to do it all the time.
We do recommend the Stingray Shuffle, so dragging your feet along, making sure the stingrays know you're there. They don't want to get stepped on, so they appreciate, I think, that you shuffle your feet around, cause a disturbance so they can scuttle away.
You never want to go charging into the water, especially on a flat, sandy beach. And if you do get stung, lifeguards have a simple remedy.
It is a protein-based venom that causes extreme pain in your foot, but the pain does go away. It is helped by hot water that dilates your blood vessels and alleviates the pain.
Okay, the Stingray Shuffle in the water. On the beach, what could happen? Well, these guys.
Wow, look at her.
Seagulls, they're always looking for an opportunity. They fly overhead looking for that unattended bag of chips, or maybe a lunch left on a beach towel while you go out in the ocean and cool off, only to come back and find it gone. And sometimes seagulls will literally swoop in and take it right out of your hand, like this hamburger. A little girl was holding it, and in a moment it was gone, and the seagulls took full advantage. So don't leave food unattended, and if you do, make sure it's in a cooler or a sealed bag. One last tip from Sergeant Gleason.
We've had record numbers of rescues along, especially Mission Beach and in La Jolla here. So we do recommend, if you're not a strong ocean swimmer, that you check in with the lifeguard for a safe place to swim.
So if you follow those simple rules, your day at the beach should be fantastic. Like all these people here that are enjoying San Diego's coastline, it can be a fantastic time. Sean Stiles, Earth 8.
Yeah, enjoy our beautiful beaches, but do so safely. Get out there. Have a great weekend. That will do it for us. Thank you for your time. Thank you for staying informed. For CBS 8, I'm Jenny Day. Take such good care.